Hello and welcome to the Angus Report, a news program that's geared specifically toward cattle producers. I'm Bob Cervera.
And I'm Paige Wallace. From American Angus Association headquarters in St. Joseph, Missouri, we bring you the week's top headlines, including a look at how selecting proper cow nutrition now could improve your bottom line next season.
Tom Field of NCBA gives us his assessment of the cattle industry and what to expect in the coming months. Commercial cattleman Mike Kasten explains why quality is still the best for business despite high feed costs.
And will you sell or finish your calves after weaning? We look at online tools that help you make those choices.
And how one Rhode Island family is using Angus genetics and the local food movement to survive. This is the Angus Report. Our top story for the week: high feed costs have cattlemen pinching pennies. But quality genetics isn't a place to cut corners, says commercial cattleman Mike Kasten. Kasten operates Missouri's Show Me Select Heifer program, an on-farm heifer development and marketing project that targets high-quality cattle.
We are a low-input operation, and we try not to feed our mature cows much at all, but hay and grass. And so as much marbling as we can without causing ourselves a problem going, with a bull that's just extreme in one area and throws us out of whack in others. I think there's a whole lot of bulls we can choose from in that category, and there's a number of bulls we can choose from in that category that are also highly proven. If we've got high quality genetics bred in those cattle and we know they put on that marbling at an earlier stage, maybe if we get so prohibitive of a cost, we can short feed those cattle and still have a pretty highly acceptable carcass quality, or we can grow them a little longer on grass, although in our area grass is not any cheaper than grain at this point. Grass is going to become a very tough thing to do, but I think that's the U.S.'s market. That's where we're going to go and need to be.
The future remains bright for the beef cattle industry if individual producers are willing to accept increasing market volatility. Speaking at the recent National Angus Conference and Tour, NCBA's Dr. Tom Field shared his insight on what lies ahead for the industry.
Well, the reality is that we have worldwide demand coming at us in the future that will be greater than anything we've ever seen. That's going to be backed up by the fact that in many of the developing economies, we're going to see growth in the middle class beyond compare. So I see great opportunities, not without risk. And I think that's the important caveat, is great opportunity with lots of volatility around it. We looked at the summer and we saw that the economy was not necessarily going to be strong, that consumers were cutting back on spending. Conventional wisdom was we were going to see beef supply or beef demand go down in summer grilling season. And what happened in June? Certified Angus beef had its greatest month in history. Proof that quality, taste, and value are exactly what consumers want, regardless of economic conditions.
As cattlemen transition to a winter feed plan, beef experts suggest analyzing forages for quality before feeding cows and heifers. Rick Rasby of the University of Nebraska notes, cow nutrition plays a vital role in everything from rebreeding to progeny performance.
When you think about cow herd nutrition on progeny, you're thinking about fetal programming. We've been involved with some fetal programming kinds of things early on. Some of our early work would indicate that if cows were grazing winter range and they were either supplemented or non-supplemented, that if you kept those steer progeny all the way through the feedlot, is that those steer progeny or those male progeny that came from dams that were grazing winter range and that were supplemented basically had greater carcass weight as compared to those steer progeny that whose dams were grazing winter range and not supplemented. In fact, the difference is about 60 pounds difference in hot carcass weight.
More information about ideal cow condition and nutritional requirements is available online.
And when the Angus Report returns, the importance of feed efficiency and selection tools to help you select for the most efficient animals.
Plus, highlights from the Certified Angus Beef Annual Conference. But first, we check in on the latest cattle market news with our market update, brought to you by CattleFax.
Hello, I'm Lance Zimmerman with the CattleFax update. U.S. corn crop conditions have commanded the attention of cattle and corn producers alike in 2011. A mostly underwhelming 2010 corn harvest left U.S. and world stocks depleted and pushed corn futures prices to new record highs in April and June. The current crop has been threatened by adverse growing conditions from the start. An unseasonably cool, wet spring delayed plantings throughout the Midwest, leading to slower planting progress in major production states like Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois. In the Central Plains, planting conditions were more ideal. However, drought quickly crippled the crop in smaller production states like Kansas and Missouri. River bottom cropland in Nebraska and South Dakota was also threatened by flooding due to a wet winter and spring in the west. Finally, a warmer and drier summer reduced yield potential in nearly every corn-producing state. Industry analysts have been forecasting yield for the 2011 crop throughout most of the summer and fall, with estimates ranging from 143.3 to 151 bushels per acre. The September crop production report from the USDA estimated yields at 148.1 bushels per acre. Also, the good to excellent crop rating for the U.S. crop started moving steady to higher in September. It's likely that the final crop yields reported in January will be somewhere between 147 and 151 bushels per acre. Based on current market expectations, it seems likely that corn futures prices will trend between $6.75 and $7.75 per bushel for the remainder of 2011. For the Angus Report and CattleFax, I'm Lance Zimmerman.
To learn more about CattleFax, your leading source for beef industry market information, visit CattleFax.com.